So I get this out a lot. And I find like we are in, I really believe this, the best career ever that we can make. I used to call it doctor money, but I couldn't survive on a doctor's income. So I call it football money. That in this industry, we can make football money. And most of us just kind of stumbled into it, right? And I love hearing the stories about how you got in the mortgage industry. And like nobody ever, like I was 10 years old and I wanted to be a loan officer. And so I went to college to be a loan officer. Like I've never heard that story. So I thought I'd share with you today how I got in the mortgage industry. So I had another job and it paid well. Like it was a 6-figure job and it paid really well. Gosh, I just wasn't happy with it though. Like it was just, I mean, it was a very honorable career, but I wasn't happy with it. So I was driving home from work one day, and I passed by this office of this guy that I knew from church, and I just kind of casually knew him. Some of y'all know him. His name's Ralph Watkins. And so I'm driving home, and I see this building with his name on it. And when I saw Ralph, knowing him from church, every time I see Ralph, that like the picture I have in my head, he's walking through the churchyard and he's whistling, like happy. And I'm going, what does that schmuck have that I don't have? He's always seems so happy, and I'm kind of struggling here a little bit. And so I literally put my brakes on, did a U-turn, pulled into his office, and I saw then that it was a mortgage company. I don't even know if I knew what he did for a living. And I walked into his office, and he was there. He wasn't with a client. And he looked at me kind of a little startled because, again, we didn't know each other. It's not like I'm used to popping into his office. He said, Carl, how are you doing today? And I decided to be very transparent with him. I said, Ralph, not very good. And he said, well, what's up? I said, Ralph, let me ask you something. What do you do for a living? He said, I'm a mortgage broker. I didn't know what that was, right? And I said, well, what does that mean? He said, well, I loan people that are buying houses. So I thought, what, do you have a whole bunch of money and then you loan your personal money to all these people? I thought maybe it's like some super rich guy that had hundreds of millions of dollars. I didn't know, right? No wonder he's so darn happy. He said, oh, no. It's not my money. I just simply find banks that have money and then people that are looking to borrow money, and I put the two together. Well, God, that sounds pretty easy, right? Everybody's buying a house needs money. So it's not like you got to talk them into it. So it sounded very, very easy. And so I did ask him, I said, well, Ralph, if you don't mind me asking, and I love this man because I was asking some very personal questions and he really didn't know me that well. And he said, so I asked him, I said, how much do you make doing this? He said, 25 or 30. Oh, wow. Hey, I mean, that's good for you, buddy, but I don't think I could live on like $25,000, $30,000 a year. He goes, well, maybe you misunderstood me. He said, that's what I make per month. Now, at the time, $25,000, $30,000 a month was an astronomical number. You have to remember, this is back in 1999, where it was an even bigger, probably double what it is today. Probably literally double what it is today. You make $25,000, $30,000 a month loaning somebody else's money? And he goes, yeah. Wow. I said, Ralph, I'd like to hire you for 3 days. He said, what are you talking about? I said, I want to for 3 days. I'm going to write you a check and I'm going to sit in that chair in that corner right there and I'm going to see what you do. So, dude, you don't have to write me a check. When do you want to do it? Tomorrow. I want to do it tomorrow. So he said, okay. And so God bless this man. The next morning I show up at 9:00 and sit in that chair. I probably sat in that chair the best I can remember. Again, this has been like 28 years ago. I think I was in it for like 2 hours and I went, I could totally do this. I'm totally in. And I too want to make $25,000, $30,000. And frankly, something that better fits my personality, right? Because it's definitely a kind of a, you like people and I love people. So that's what I did. Take the story a little bit further. I said, Ralph, I want to work with you. He said, Carl, I'm kind of busy, right? And he was, right? He's closing all the loans. I think at the time, 20, 30 loans a month, something like that. And he said, I don't have time, but there's another guy that also goes to our church that you might know. He just started opening up his own mortgage brokerage. And, the guy knows the business like the back of his hand, but he doesn't so much, like going to get new business, right? It's not his favorite part. I said, well, I could totally do what you just did on the phone right there. I could totally do it. And so that's what I did. And so I just want to give great gratitude for Ralph Watkins and Dave Hoyt, the two people that believed in me before I believed in myself. Um, I, I will say, though, Ralph regretted that decision. And I say that with fun because we talk about it all the time. And we ended up working together and we had a great time. But I think about 1, 2 years into it, he went, "Holy cow! I wish maybe I'd have taken the time." So for all of you that welcome in new people, I just want to personally thank you that you're impacting lives by doing that. And and it worked out really, really, really good for me. Really good for me. So anyway, people ask how I got in the business. That's how I got into it. I would love to hear your story. So however you're watching this, if there's a post or an email or however we're sending this out or a YouTube or social media, reply back and give me a little short story about how you got in the mortgage business. I would love, love, love to hear it. And maybe it's a good story and maybe you don't think it's so exciting, but I think the strange way that we all, this merry band of renegades that we all became, is just absolutely fascinating. And it is an honor to be in this career with you. So let me know how you got in the mortgage business. We're really looking forward to hearing.